We are live. Welcome back to the Denver Broncos TV network, right? It's time for the postseason. It is time for the playoffs. We are back in the playoffs for the first time in 2 seasons. Our second year with the Denver Broncos. We missed the playoffs our final year in Miami. We missed the playoffs our first year in Denver, but we have stormed back. We are 15-1. We got the best record in Broncos franchise history, and we got a 9-7 Colts team at home, who they played us tough earlier this season. And not only that, boy, we struggled the last 2 weeks, have we not? We struggled against Portland, which gave us our first loss, and we struggled a bit against Dallas, where we were able to hang on to get the win. We'll see what happens here. It is the divisional playoff round. We are the number 1 seed, and hopefully we'll be coming to you for the next 3 days. We have Lava Man. What's going on? Lava Man is back. Glad to have you. It has been a while, my friend. I am glad to see you. It's just good to have you back. You're just in time, and what better time to be back than the postseason here for the playoffs. And hopefully, if we come back 3 days in a row with the playoffs, that means we'll be in the Super Bowl. If we blow it here at some point, then we'll be going back to WWE 2K22. At some point, we also got NHL that we're going to be wrapping up Season 1 of, and we are going to start Arena Football right around the corner. So stay tuned for all of that. But for now, it is time for the postseason, our first postseason stream since moving to Twitch full-time. We've done it plenty of times in the past on our YouTube page with our Detroit Lions and our Arizona Cardinals and Cincinnati Bengals and all that. But now, for the first time on Twitch, we are heading to the postseason, and we are streaming it live with you guys. So we'll stream for about an hour until about 7 o'clock Eastern time here for this postseason battle with the Colts, which hopefully will see us moving on to the AFC Championship game, which will be our third AFC Championship game appearance in 11 seasons. We went with the Miami Dolphins twice, winning once and losing once, and a win here would put us back in the AFC Championship game. So Colts, Broncos, no stranger to one another in the postseason. I'm not sure about virtual world here, but in real life, they have met 3 times in the postseason, and it has not been favorable to the Broncos at all. Twice it was the Jake Plummer-led Broncos who got upended by the Peyton Manning Colts, and then it was the Peyton Manning Broncos getting beaten by the Andrew Luck Colts. I don't know, was there any other Broncos? Let's see here, let's ask Google. Broncos versus Colts playoffs. I can only think of those 3, unless there were some back in the day. I'm thinking of, we're asking the Google machine here. Let's see here. I got a list here, but it doesn't tell you if it's playoffs or not. Oh, the star means playoff, and the cross means playoffs. So, yeah, they've met in 3 playoff games ever, and they all went to the Colts. It was 04-05. Like I said, it was the Jake Plummer years. Actually, the Broncos no, they lost. It says win and then loss. I don't know why. There's the 05 regular season was a win. So, yeah, the Colts won both years, 04-05, and then 2015, of course, was Peyton Manning on the other side. So, there you go. So, we'll see it happen. Lava Man says, LOL, maybe the Broncos can make the Super Bowl in real life. Here's hoping. We'll see. That would be exciting. I'm a Broncos and a Cardinals fan, so I am cautiously optimistic going into next season. And look at Pittsburgh blowing out the Bills, so it will be indeed undefeated against possibly 16-1 in the AFC Championship game. So the road to the Super Bowl will indeed have to be giving the 14-0 Steelers their first loss of the year. But I still have a little bit of hurt in my heart for Joe Flacco, who is also a Super Bowl champion, coming in and not really getting things done with Denver. So I'm trying to stay cautiously optimistic. that Russell Wilson won't turn out like Joe Flacco. I realize it's two completely different players, but it's, you know, the same resume. You got two guys coming in with one ring, and one didn't make it happen. The other, well, the jury's still out. Falcons win as well, so the Atlanta Falcons, who started off the season really hot, they kind of had a middle point where they dipped a little bit. They end up getting the win against the Lions, and the Falcons are going to head to the NFC Championship game. My old number 1 draft pick, KJ Henry, when we were with the Dolphins, we couldn't re-sign him and Tua to contracts, unfortunately, so KJ went to the Falcons, and he's got his team in the NFC Championship game. The handoff, Colts starting this one off well. It's Bijan Robinson. We got Lava Man saying, I might be good to sign Devontae Adams or Julio Jones. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Broncos to make a... I got a buddy that lives in Denver, and he seems pretty convinced that we're good with the wide receivers we have. I feel like it would do Denver good to bring in like a big name or have at least one more. I don't know. Could prove me wrong, but I don't... Tim Patrick, is he the guy? Jerry Jeudy, he's still young. He didn't do much, you know, last season, in my eyes. I mean, he did okay, but he didn't do much. And, you know, it would be nice if we can get a Julio Jones or one of those, you know, one more big-name receiver. But my buddy that lives in Denver thinks the receivers the Broncos have are the end-all, be-all, and they're great. So we'll see how Denver plays it. Oh, man, that was Delta O'Neal who batted that one right into the hands of Kyle Ford, which was nearly dangerous. Matt Patricia, you can spot that pencil a mile away there. Your head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, who did offer us one of the jobs, if you guys remember, when we got released by the Dolphins. It was Indianapolis, New England, Denver, and Seattle. Seattle went on to win a Super Bowl last season. And here's Indy right here. All day for Bryce Young, and it's incomplete. That one did get into the hands of Jalen Connors. But boy, that's something that was a struggle for us the last few weeks too. As Marcus Hicks comes on for the punt, is we were not putting any pressure on the quarterback, and that continued on that last play there. So here he comes, Peyton. Not Peyton. I got Peyton Manning on the brain, because we were talking about all the past playoff games. It's Tom Brady the third. Finishes his rookie year. He played 14 games, 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, 15 INTs. He only has one loss to his name as a starter, and is in his first playoff game. Let's see, Lava Man. The Chargers might be running for the championship with Justin Herbert and Khalil Mack. A lot of people are talking about how stacked that AFC West is going to be in real life. And man, again, as a Broncos fan, I hate seeing these big names come into my division. It's like, oh my God, Khalil Mack. Then, oh my God, all the guys that the Josh McDaniels and the Raiders are signing. It's crazy. It's going to be a lot harder for poor Russell Wilson. Meanwhile, DJ Moore for the first down. So 3rd and short, which it was an issue for Denver against Portland. Led to our first and only loss of the season for the 15-1 Broncos. Finding the opening is Jonathan Taylor, and it will be the first down. Tackle made by Darius Leonard. So first down, Broncos. Jamil Pierce steps in now for Taylor. And the give will be to Pierce, but there was no blocking being done up front by Keandre Jones, who just got shoved to the side for Tommy Togiai. Lava Man says, but the Broncos have a decent running back in Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon, he was okay last season. He's decent as a number 2, but it was all about Williams, man, from North Carolina. That dude had a good rookie season. I'm excited to see what he looks like. Get a little experience under him. But Melvin Gordon is a good number 2, but definitely you can't build the whole team around him, unfortunately. He had a couple of bad fumbles last season too, from what I remember. So 3rd and 9 here for Denver, 3rd and long. Brady. Pressure is on, gets rid of it to Smith. And it's not going to be enough for the first down. Deontay Dixon making the tackle. And it's 4th and 1. So Denver will punt this one away. So a couple of punts to start this one here. Pearson Gatewood. Who's your, I don't remember if we talked about it before, but who's your favorite team? Lava Man. What's your favorite NFL team? Pittsburgh Steelers, man. 15-0-2. Getting that playoff win. Bijan Robinson, first down. Lava Man says, yeah, in my opinion, it wasn't that good of a trade because he was past his prime. Yeah, well, and I don't know if you're a hockey guy at all, but there's been a lot of discussion today with the Minnesota Wild, which is one of my 2 favorite. I got, in all the sports, I got one team from each side, like from each division that I like, so I'm always a 2-person fan. Oh boy, that was a terrible juke. That was a terrible juke. Jerry Wiley with the sack. But I'm a Minnesota Wild fan for hockey, and they just traded for Marc-Andre Fleury today. And a lot of people, there were mixed opinions about that, where some people are like, all right, the Wild are trying to go all in on a Stanley Cup goalie who's been to the big game multiple times in his career. But then other people are like, oh, he's at the end of his career. Why are we giving up, guy? But then other people are like, oh, you got this guy in the AHL that's going to tear it up. They got him from Sweden, and he's great. And so kind of the same thing like Melvin Gordon, I do suppose. So 3rd down and short. Bijan Robinson got hit, but I think he's going to have enough for the first down. He is. Lava Man's favorite team is the Seattle Seahawks. So, well, you got Drew Lock. I don't know. I mean, maybe we could have a career renaissance in Seattle, but it's always weird the first time after a while. You're so used to watching a game every Sunday and seeing the same guys suit up at quarterback, and then you're going to see, presumably, Drew Lock trotting out there week 1. It'll be a different feel for sure. Maybe you get Matt Flynn back. I don't know. Is he still out there? 2nd and inches. Bijan Robinson, easy first down for Indianapolis. So only 1 drive for our Broncos so far in this one. Lava Man says, what's your favorite basketball team? So actually, oh my God, the end-around sweep there to CeeDee Lamb. Baseball team. That's a basketball. Baseball team, the Diamondbacks. Well, it's funny you say, I guess you were around when we were doing our Diamondbacks franchise mode. My favorite team, I grew up, I didn't like baseball growing up. And I started, and there goes Bryce Young. Come on, defense. Goodness me. I got into baseball spending summers in Chicago, or outside of Chicago. My brother and my dad lived in a small town called McHenry, Illinois, which is about an hour outside of Chicago. So spending summers up there when you're a kid in the summer, there's not a whole lot of TV to watch. So it was it was just after the Cubs, and they're probably going to score a touchdown. It was just after the Cubs had the famous Bartman incident. I just started hearing a little bit about baseball. I was never a fan growing up, but it was around 2005, 2006 that those summers I spent in Illinois, the Cubs games are always on TV. Oh, a fumble! Man, that would have been big. The Cubs games, up in that area, every single Cubs game is on TV. So when you're a kid in the summer and nothing to do, I really got into afternoon baseball. The Cubs are always playing afternoon baseball games. Play action fake. Bryce Young is going to get sacked by Mike Vrabel. That's a big sack. We might just hold him to a field goal after all. So I really got into baseball thanks to my brother, thanks to spending summers in Chicago. And then coming back to Florida for school, you had WGN. Like now, I kind of miss the fact it was always the Braves on TBS, the Cubs on WGN. Like baseball teams had their own national network. So coming back to Florida, I still got to watch a majority of the Cubs games, and I would get home from school at 2:30, and afternoon baseball, the Cubs game on WGN was on. So it just made it really easy to become a Cubs fan. So the Cubs, my number 1 team, but as I got more into baseball and having that hunger to want to watch more baseball because I grew up in Florida, it was the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the time, and Bryce Young. We are going to end up holding the Colts to a field goal, so that's big. I got into the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. It was during I want to say it was the Lou Piniella era of the Devil Rays. Then he would eventually go on to the Cubs. But it was with the green and black uniforms that I really liked, the Carl Crawford days and all that stuff. So I became a Devil Rays fan, and then they eventually became the Rays. So the Rays and the Cubs, to make a long story, but answer your question, Lava Man, the Chicago Cubs and the Tampa Bay Rays. And I've been a fan of both since about 2005, 2006, so didn't suffer through that many bad Cubs years. I mean, there were some rough years, especially in the 2010s, 2011s with the Cubs. And I was around for the Lou Piniella years where they had the 2 playoff runs in 07 and 08, and they got swept in the first round and all that fun stuff. And then I was there for, the Rays going to their World Series against the Phillies and the rain delay, and they had that crazy ALCS with the Boston Red Sox, who were unbeatable at the time, and then little old Tampa came in. So Tampa Bay and Chicago, my 2 baseball teams. And Jonathan Taylor, one man to beat. Does he have the speed? There's going to be a flag. They're going to call a late hit. So we'll take that all day. It was I think, that's one of those ticky-tack plays, but we're going to take it. It's the playoffs, man. And we got the ball at the 31 on one play. I like that. So there you go. Taylor takes it again, and rough blocking. Jonathan Taylor brought down by Iyaba Anoma. The Tennessee Martin. Tennessee Martin, look up their football uniforms. They look just like the Auburn Tigers. If they played each other, they might get confused. Tom Brady III finding Nick Coffey, and Coffey tries to juke inside. Wrapped up and brought down by Tyus Fields. 3rd down and 5. Got to get this offense going a little bit. We had that one big play helped out by a penalty. Tom Brady III dropping back, and it is caught by DJ Moore, who nearly broke loose. Marco Wilson trips him up and brings him down. So, all right, Denver, here we go. Can you feel an AFC championship in your future? What number would that be for Denver for AFC championships? This is season 11, and I'm almost certain they haven't been to the postseason in the 11 years that I've been playing, or I haven't been coaching them. Broncos AFC championship game number. We're going to ask the Google machine here. And it's struggling. Well, I can go to Wikipedia for the AFC championship game. Let's see here. Appearances. The Broncos have been to 10 AFC championship games, winning 8 and losing 2. So they haven't lost very many AFC title games, so there you go. Play fake. Pressure coming from the outside. Brady just throws that one away. Lava Man says, back to football. I really hope we can sign Bryce Young when he declared for the draft, which I hope is soon. I mean, you're getting a little sneak peek at him here, right? With the Colts. They've won 8. Thank you, yes, Lava. 8-2. So I know one of those losses was that 2005 AFC championship game against the Steelers. Screen pass, it didn't work out, so we'll take the field goal. And then I'm trying to think of what the other one was, because it wasn't with Peyton Manning. He won both of his AFC championship games. Janikowski for the tie, and it is good. But we got a tight contest here. We're not blowing them out like Pittsburgh. I'm pretty nervous if we do get past Indy. That Pittsburgh game is going to be interesting, because it's, I mean, 2 of the best teams in the league. And then you got Seattle right there at 15-1. I mean, what a season, Lava Man. We got the 15-1 Seahawks, the 15-1 Broncos, and the 14-0-2 Steelers all in one football season. Never before in the NFL history have we had a perfect season and 2 15-win seasons. Like, come on. That one knocked away by Highsmith. Lava Man says, but John Elway is the best quarterback you guys had. Peyton Manning is a close second. Yeah, I mean, Peyton did good things for us. He had the year where, unfortunately, it was the Super Bowl loss, but the greatest offense in NFL history. His last season was a little rough, where it kind of became the Brock Osweiler show for a time, but the Super Bowl ended up going to Denver thanks to the defense, and did enough to get by. Intercepted, Jerry Wiley. What an interception. Sliding down the linebacker looking like a corner, man. Trying to think in my time with the Broncos. I mean, we had Craig Morton for a time. I know people call him one of the greats, but he had some decent years in Dallas and Denver. And I always liked Jake Plummer. I kind of hated the way they kind of ushered Jake Plummer out. He came in at a time where Denver was really in that in-between period where Greasy wasn't getting the job done, and Plummer came in, and we went to the playoffs a couple of years and went to an AFC championship, and then they kind of, forced him out for Jay Cutler, and then things didn't work with Cutler, and, yeah. Jonathan Taylor, only 27 yards so far today for Taylor, so not a prolific offensive performance, but we'll see here. Tom Brady the third, wide open as Mike Evans, touchdown Denver. First touchdown of the ball game, and the Broncos will get into the end zone. Mike Evans, the only man in NFL history that can say he caught touchdown passes from a quarterback. The dad and the son, both at quarterback. The ageless one, Mike Evans, with a playoff touchdown. Janikowski is good, and it's 10-3. So Denver capitalizes on the turnover by Bryce Young to take our biggest lead of the game by 7. Super Bowl goes right through Denver, man. Broncos Park. It's crazy to say, I mean, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to finish the season undefeated, only the third time in NFL history. If we win, the Steelers have to come here for the AFC Championship because of the 2 ties. We finished 15-1, they finished 14-0-2. And according to the rankings, we're the number 1 seed. So it's wild to think. It's only been done 3 times in the Super Bowl era. Oh my God, Bryce Young. And you have to go on the road for an AFC championship game. Like, how weird does that sound? You go undefeated and you got to go on the road, but that's what happens. You get 2 tie games, Bryce Young deal with this mobile quarterback. And you see the record, 14-0, Pittsburgh. And they dominated the Bills, too. Bryce Young finding Kyle Ford for the first down. Colts have been moving the ball well. They only got 3 points on the board to show for it, but the Colts have been moving it. Bryce Young, that one knocked away by Stingley. That's a guy I love, man. I don't know if he's going to be good in real life, but Derek Stingley in virtual land has been lights out, shut down corner. He's in the draft this year in real life. I'm going to be very interested to see, and as I say that, Stingley gets blocked back. I'm going to be very interested to see who Stingley ends up with in real life, and if he performs as well as he has here in virtual land. Another set of downs for Indy, 1st and 10. The Colts here. Play fake. Pressure coming, and Mike Vrabel sacks Bryce Young for the second time today. Go ahead, Vrabel. Showing up big in the postseason. I don't even think was Vrabel touched at all. He was touched. He was blocked, but he shed the block and got in there and got the sack. So there you go. You'll have to stay tuned as well, Lava Man. Oh, yes, intercepted by Highsmith. Tipped up Highsmith, and the defense for Denver is showing up. The Charleston Southern. Robert Highsmith, touchdown, Broncos. Tipped it up to himself, pick six, pass intended for Jalen Connors. OU picked off by Charleston Southern. How about it? As I was saying, Lava Man, for the Denver Broncos, or for John Elway, I don't know if you have a chance to watch any of our, we have kind of like I'm a big fan of, I like football in general, so I like, you know, XFL, the AAF, the UFL, all those tiny leagues. I'm going to be watching the USFL when it comes back. I'm excited to see Kyle Sloter, who is a preseason legend with the Broncos and the Vikings, who is the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Breakers. So I made my own. I've done this for a while. I did it before on the NCAA games, and where you can do create a team, and then I did it in All-Pro 2K8, and now I'm doing it in Madden, this Madden, with a basically the relocation teams, and it's called the RXFL, but I'm using Legends. I found a Legends roster, and so we're putting Legends on all the team, which is kind of taking a page out of All-Pro 2K8, and then also like making my own fantasy football league, even though it's the relocation teams from Madden. I wish we could make our own teams. That would be nice, but basically, John Elway is on the London Monarchs squad. So if you want to see Elway play in his prime, stay tuned to our Legends Football League. I haven't done a game of that in quite some time because we've been playing WWE and all that stuff, but it will be coming back, so don't you worry. And now we're starting to see Bryce Young kind of, you know, the second interception. Now he's getting a little nervous with these throws, right? These throws aren't really on point anymore for Bryce Young. Look at that. He's scared, man. Bryce Young is scared. Those were three awful plays. And the Colts playing us tight. Boy, it's starting to slip away now. We just got to keep it up. We got to score on this drive, get the ball to begin the third quarter. We'll be in a good way. Look at this running room for Dante Hall, finally driven out of bounds. 10 seconds left before the 2-minute warning. Dante Hall had his first kick return for a touchdown last week. Tom Brady the third. Pressure coming, gets it away to Brendan Smith. And that is going to be your 2-minute warning. It's a cold one in Denver. You can see the breathing the smoke here. It looks like a sunny day. The sun is out. But cold one in Denver. Playoffs in Denver. Playoffs? You kidding me? Brady the third completes it to Evans. What a game Evans is having. Remember at the end of last season, I was getting so frustrated. I was posting videos with just quotes from Jim Mora, and now look at where we went from a year later, 15-1. What a turnaround. Mike Evans again. Man, Mike Evans is showing up here postseason. He was one of our big signings. We lost Tyreek Hill, and who else? We had a bunch of Alabama. We had Cooper, right? Amari Cooper. I'm trying to remember the guys we had a season ago. Touchdown, Torrey Holt, and Denver is rolling right now. And I think Bronco fans are starting to get on their phone. They're starting to order tickets to the AFC Championship. Because it's all coming up Broncos right now. And we are on the verge of our third AFC Championship game in 11 seasons. Janikowski sends that one back, and we'll see. Indy's got a minute and a half. We will see how they play this one. Another turnover would be fantastic, would it not? They're in the gun, so. Nice pass by Bryce Young. They're going to go hurry up here. And another quick one. That's back-to-back for CeeDee Lamb. One minute to go. Indy calls a timeout. Pressure coming, dumps it off. And Stingley, first Connors out of bounds. That will stop the clock, which helps us. We're going to get the ball back, put another drive together, right? We can do it in a minute. Come on. Timeout called by Indy, so third down here. We're going to bring the heat. Well, now they're in the gun. I'm going to change my mind. I got scared. I got scared with him being empty set. Yeah, well, changed my mind, still didn't work. First down, Indianapolis. Jalen Connors. And they're going to let their time tick off, so I'll let them do that. Under 30 to play here. Intercepted, the third of the game, Keshawn Clemens. Bryce Young just threw that one up. He's having a disaster of a game. Keshawn Clemens. Wow. Well, now we just got to get out of the back of our own end zone. Could not be going any better right now. We might end up getting a score like the Steelers. This really will be like the greatest AFC championship of all game. And if somehow the Bears upset the Seahawks, I think a lot of people are going to consider the AFC championship the real Super Bowl. Now, if the Seahawks do win, then that's kind of still open for debate. And then it's like a murderer's row. We got to go through Pittsburgh and then possibly Seattle. But we're going into the half looking good. Bryce Young is imploded. And Denver is back to our winning ways from where we struggled. And like I said, you know, we would love to finish undefeated. 16-0 would have looked so cool. There you see the AFC Championship picture. It's Pittsburgh. And it's been Pittsburgh and Denver before. It wouldn't be the first time in the AFC Championship. But 16-0 would have been great, would have been cool, would have been history. But if we end up doing this thing, it'll be good to get that loss out of our system, to have those two games. I'd rather, if your option was to go 16-0 and then end up like the Patriots and lose at the end, or go 15-1, get those losses out of the way during the regular season, and then have your run, I'm taking that all the way. I think everyone would too. I think even the New England Patriots would from that year. Jonathan Taylor still hasn't broken loose quite yet. Indy's done a nice job, much like Portland, and we're going to get a holding, and in fact, tackle for the loss as well. There's Aaron Smith on the tackle. And Kocher gets called for holding. But Tom Brady III and the wide receivers have been in sync. They've been doing good. All day to throw. Nick Coffey up past midfield. First down, and look at Brady III. He had a rough game too against Portland. He's having the game of his life right now here in his first playoff game. The NFL thought we were done with Brady's. We thought that was it. We're saved. It's over. Well, here comes Tom Brady III, Tom Brady's son. And it's right back, 15-1, and looking at a playoff berth. Second and 4. Brady caught No, DJ Moore let go of it and actually almost got intercepted by Del Alden. A lot of teams kicking themselves too. I mean, Tom Brady III, he was a projected 6th-round pick like his dad. We nabbed him in the 3rd round, either the 3rd or 4th round. Oh, that was a terrible pass. That one was bad for DJ Moore. And it's 4th and 2, 61 yards. We're just going to go for it. I mean, we're at the 44.
70, Indy.
Brady completes it to Coffee. Good blocking by Evans and a 1st down, Denver. And the reason we waited too, so like we weren't even in the market for a quarterback. We were all in like, okay, Justin Fields. And then we just were getting down to where we kind of took the guys we wanted. We're looking and we're like, man, he's got the name. It's Tom Brady III. Is that all that stuff? And projected 6th round. Is he going to be good or is he really going to be a 6th-round talent? And like, you know what? Take a shot. Quarterback competition. It was pretty evenly matched. It wasn't won by Tom Brady III, but it was evenly matched. And then we got into the contract dispute with Justin Fields and gave Brady a shot week 3. And, well, folks, we never turned back. Wide open DJ Moore. And Denver continues to put the beat down on. And it's all setting up for Denver and Pittsburgh, who both had playoff blowouts. It was almost inevitable, right? It's like it was almost a waste playing all these playoff games, knowing what the end result was going to be. And I'll be interested to get this one over with and see what Seattle did, because they're the primetime game here. Will they beat the Bears? And will it be a Seattle, Atlanta, Denver, Pittsburgh finale? Seattle, of course, the defending Super Bowl champions. Donovan McNabb, the impressive rookie career that he's had so far. Super Bowl win last year, 15-1 this year. It'd be the Seahawks searching for their 3rd Super Bowl title. 1 in real life, 1 in virtual land, and be number 3. The Falcons still looking for their 1st. I think they went to the Super Bowl year 2 when we were with the 49ers, but other than that, they ain't been there. Denver would be looking for number 4. And Pittsburgh would be looking for number 8 or 9, I want to say, because they have 6 in real life. And I believe they've won 2 with Dylan McCaffrey. They've been to at least 3 or 4 with Dylan McCaffrey. I don't want to say they've won it. They won at least 1, maybe 2, but I'll have to double check my notes. But it would be, you know, I believe Super Bowl number 8 or 9 for Pittsburgh if they get the win. So 3 and out for Indy. Everything just going the wrong way for the Colts right now. Marcus Hicks putting it back to Dante Hall.
Here we go.
31-3. Pittsburgh put up 38. I'd like to do more than that. They did 38-6. We almost got an identical score here. Oh, man, that was close. That was real close to Jonathan Taylor breaking that one. 60 Pittsburgh, you hear that? We're ready, man. We got plays ready for Pittsburgh. Brady the third trying to get Taylor some open space. He'll be shy. Marco Wilson making that tackle.
Go now. 50, plant. 53 to Mike. 53, check 53. Go.
3rd and inches. First down, Denver. Denver starting to feel it now. AFC Championship in their sights. Brady tosses it up, intercepted. And that was a bit of an underthrow. First mistake of the game for Brady. Tyus Fields. And we'll look at the replay. DJ Moore had a break on his defender. And you can see where he was behind, but it was unfortunately underthrown, which has been an issue. So Indy, they're only 4 touchdowns down. Still a lot of time. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, that's what we wanted to do. Touchdown. And it gets a little quieter in Denver. CeeDee Lamb with a deep touchdown catch there from Bryce Young. That's what we were hoping to do. And Indy's right back in this thing. It's only a 3-touchdown game. That was a quick interception touchdown combo. And it's down to 3 touchdowns for the Colts with a lot of time left. Sam Waddle with the extra point, the Boilermaker, so he get to stay, you know, right in state from Purdue to Indianapolis. First and 10, even on the total yards despite the score. It has been an evenly matched yardage game, and there goes Jonathan Taylor, one of his big runs of the game. 14 carries, just 69 yards so far, 4.9. Which is low for him. Not much happening for Jonathan Taylor on that run there. 31-10. Tom Brady III. Oh, man, Mike Evans. I don't know if there's a little deflection or not, but Evans couldn't hang on to it. That would have been huge. So 3rd and long for the Broncos. Incomplete. Geno Stone forcing the incompletion. And Denver has to punt it back to Indy. And it's starting to get a little uneasy now. Still a big lead, but it's a lead that can easily be overcome with the amount of time that's left on the clock. Good punt by Gatewood. Yeah, that'll help. We'll see. Incomplete. Whew. I don't have much to say. I'm getting nervous. I just, you know. Oh, okay. At least our defense doing well. Devin Bush. Nice tackle on Bijan Robinson. We got an X Factor down there. That'd be big business. Screen pass. That was a disaster. And that punt might have saved our season here because we're going to get the ball back in great field position. I would imagine unless we take a bad sack, we're going to get at least points out of this thanks to that punt by Gatewood. Look at this return by Dante Hall. The human joystick. There goes Dante Hall. Nearly had his first punt return for a touchdown in his NFL career. And we get the ball at the 25. It's big business right now in Denver. Line is stacked. Let's get another score. Jonathan Taylor got brought down by Anoma. 2nd and 10. Tom Brady III. looking for win number 16. Brady rolling out. Wide open is Nick Coffey. Touchdown Broncos. Back to a 4-touchdown lead. 38 points. Back to our high-scoring ways. We scored 9 3 weeks ago in our first and only loss of the season. The Broncos are back and are looking to host. Yikes. Missed extra point by Janikowski. Got too excited. Broncos looking to host the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC Championship. What'll go down on paper as the greatest AFC Championship game of all time. 15-0-2. Taking on 16-1 in the conference championship. Followed by what could be the greatest Super Bowl of all time. If it ends up being Seattle that gets to the Super Bowl, whether it's Denver or whether it's Pittsburgh, it'll also be one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time because you'll have a Seahawks team that'll be, what, 18-1? Or I guess 17-1 it would be. And they would potentially be taking on either a 17-1 Broncos or an undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers team. There's a sack picked up by Etor Gross-Matos. A touchdown. We'll see what the flag is. No, it's offsides. Oh, man. That wipes the touchdown off the board. That's rough. Man, oh man, that would have been huge. 2nd and 1 for Indianapolis. Jalen Conyers. Connors again. And he's hurt. Oh, it looks like he strained something, like some kind of a muscle or pulled something. It looked like the way that leg was tightening up. Bijan Robinson, first down, Indianapolis. Final play of the third quarter, I'd have to imagine. They give it to Robinson. The rookie Delta O'Neal makes the tackle. And we head into the fourth. We got more big news. Victor Rass sent to the Seattle Kraken. Wild send the forward to Seattle for future considerations. Wow. So getting rid of Rask. Minnesota making a lot of big moves at the trade deadline today. Hockey trade deadline day today. Rask gone. Fleury is in. Oh, boy. Yes, he did end up knocking that one away. Derek Stingley. That probably could have been an interception if Stingley was looking towards the ball, but hey, we'll take that nonetheless. First down, Indianapolis. Some therapy, did you hear that? Bryce Young on the move. Somebody pick him up. Man, nobody saw him. 50 yards on the ground for Bryce. Gonna do a man spy on this next play. Quarterback spy. Look at the Pittsburgh game. Look at our score. Nearly identical scores. Bryce Young gonna run it. QB spy. Worked out. Can't say that Bryce Young isn't playing hard. He is, without a doubt. God, I forget how to do a QB spy. You gotta pick a guy, you gotta do something, then you gotta flip the stick, and it's a whole thing. QB spy, there we go. Just give me a package of QB spy plays, right? That's all I want. DeMarvin Leal with the sack. Big time sack. That's who we got in the Justin Fields trade. Fourth and 8. Colts are going for it. Incomplete. Hit CeeDee Lamb in the fingertips. And the Broncos can go into clock chewing mode. And we are just 8 virtual minutes away from the AFC Championship against Pittsburgh. It'll be the 16-win Denver Broncos going up against the 15-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. What will go down as one of the biggest AFC championships in history. Never before have two teams that combined for 31 wins have met in the AFC championship game. Right? I'm pretty sure. There's no way. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's never happened. What was the record of... Well, that was a bad interception. He is still a rookie. Tyus Fields, that's his second. I certainly don't think the Patriots played a 15-win team when they went to the AFC Championship game. Let's look it up. And Indy is about to punch this one into the end zone. The Patriots played the San Diego Chargers in the AFC Championship game. They played Jacksonville, too. I don't even have any memory of that. And San Diego had 11 wins, so no. I don't have any memories of the Jacksonville, New England playoff game.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
I'm looking it up now.
Mike is 59. Mike the 50.
It's a video on NFL Throwback. They uploaded it. I must not have seen it. A good job by Vrabel. Another sack by him. Jags and the Patriots have played each other 5 times in postseason history, huh?
Let's get off the field, D.
Bryce Young's gonna run it. Boy, it'd be nice if we can get a fumble on him. It is a close game. Jags wearing those classic unis.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Play fake. Knocked away, almost intercepted. Yeah, it was 21-17. I mean, the Jaguars, they kept it tight. Then they got to 20. Who was the quarterback? Would have been Garrard then? David Garrard. Now I'm all distracted. Now I'm looking at number 9. Yeah, that would have been Garrard. So there you go. So yeah, as I was saying, as we went down the rabbit hole, it'd be the first time in NFL history 2 teams combined with 31 wins would meet in a playoff game. As the 16-win Denver Broncos are set to host the 15-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. 31 combined wins between the two teams, with a potential game with the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl, which would put them at 17-0. 17-1. They lost to the Colts, right? This Colts team. So,
60 all.
just running out the clock right now. Indy's not going away, though. We'd love to just run this one right out. Get to the AFC Championship game. First down, Denver. A couple more plays will get us to the 2-minute warning here. All right, I don't want to see Taylor keep getting hit here. I've done this a couple of times, but we're going to put Deontay Silver in there. The guy that deserves a lot of dap. He deserves a lot of credit. Because when we lost both of our running backs, Taylor and Pierce, he stepped up. And he got us through that middle part of the season. He got us to this point, did Deontay Silver. 2-minute warning. (37-13). We'll see if the Colts call a timeout. Look at that move by Silver, man. They will not call a timeout, so there you go. The Colts waving the proverbial white flag or white jersey or whatever. They're calling it quits. Good on them for doing so. They are Dunyan rings. Well, apparently my it didn't click me at the top of the thing, so Janikowski's going to miss. So he had a rough playoff game. Missed extra point, and that missed field goal. I hit the button at the top, but, you know, luckily it's not going to cost us, which is good. Let's not get sloppy at the end. We threw the interceptions late and had these missed kicks, so we got a little sloppy, but it would be nice to get another playoff win under our belt. It's been a time. How many seasons has it been since our last playoff win? I have to go back and look at the stat book on Patreon. TV Sports 27 on Patreon. The stat books. Fumble and sack. Vrabel gets his fourth. What a game Vrabel's having. I can look it up right now. I'm going right now. It's a little plug for Patreon. TV Sports 27 on Patreon. If we're winding this one out, what was our last playoff win? Our last playoff win was Season 7, where our Miami Dolphins defeated the Chiefs and then lost to the Steelers in the AFC Championship game. So, bit of a revenge game for us. And then the next year, Season 8, we lost to the River Hogs. And then Season 9, Season 10, we missed the playoffs both years. And Season 11, we're back. So it's been 3 seasons since our last win, and there it is. 3 years since our last playoff win. We get it done. And we got the Pittsburgh Steelers one more time in the AFC Championship game. Drink it in, man. Drink it in. We will host the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. For the record, the Falcons were last in the Super Bowl 11 seasons ago, our first season. They got beat by the Colts and Matt Ryan in the Super Bowl. Steelers have been to 3 Super Bowls, winning 2. They lost to the 49ers They beat the Giants. And 2 years ago, they beat the Bears. So the Steelers, should they choose to win the AFC Championship game, would be going for their 9th Super Bowl, far and away an NFL record. Broncos would be going for number 4. Falcons would be going for number 1 as they're 0-3. And the Seahawks would be going for number 3. So let's see what the picture looks like in the NFC. And then we're going to call it a stream here. So with that win, we'll be back tomorrow for the AFC Championship game. There it is. Pittsburgh at Denver. 14-0-2. Technically 15-0-2 against the 16-1 Denver Broncos. The biggest postseason in NFL history. Can we do it? We would have to give the Pittsburgh Steelers their first loss of the year to get to the Super Bowl. It's going to be a tough one. See if there's any big news. We'll see. The Bears are moving on. They have upset the Seattle Seahawks. Can you believe that? What could have been the greatest Super Bowl of all time with the Seahawks and the Broncos, or the Seahawks and the Steelers, will be for naught. The Bears upset the the Seattle Seahawks. Where are we at? Divisional. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Clifford goes for 3 touchdowns. McNabb, 198. What happened? It looks pretty evenly matched. They got Tony Gonzalez on their team. No wonder they're so stacked. Man. They got Tony Gonzalez. They got Donovan McNabb. They got Deuce Staley. Come on. And they got upset by the Bears. Man. So there you go, folks. The Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. The Bears were 7-9, I believe, right? So we're not going to get the greatest Super Bowl of all time in terms of records, but we are going to get the greatest AFC championship of all time. And a lot of people are probably going to point to that game and consider this the real Super Bowl. When you got 15-0 taking on 16-1. And then the Super Bowl, it's either going to be the Bears going to their 4th Super Bowl overall. They're 2-1. Their only win coming in 85, of course. So we're either going to get a Broncos-Falcons Super Bowl 33 rematch. We're going to get a potential Steelers-Bears Super Bowl rematch from 2 seasons ago. We'll get a Broncos-Bears Super Bowl for the first time. Or we'll get a Steelers-Falcons Super Bowl for the first time. So there you go, folks. It is Pittsburgh, Denver, Chicago, Atlanta, your Final 4. I can't believe it. Seattle is out. It won't be a murderer's row to get to the Super Bowl. We just got to get past the Pittsburgh Steelers. We will be back tomorrow, because I don't think I'll be able to hold out any longer. We will be back tomorrow, if all goes according to plan, for the AFC Championship. So be sure to join us. Denver, Pittsburgh. Look at it. 16-1, 15-0. Chicago Bears, 9-6. Unbelievable. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us, Lava Man. Good to see you again. We'll catch you guys next time.